SVG-TV News headlines sponsored in part by Flo.
With Flo, win a bag of money, cash out, get a bag of money. What you gonna do with a bag of money, yeah? From Flo.
Okay, so check this. Flo is giving away $30,000 in cash. 2 bags of money, plus $1,000 every Friday.
With Flo is better every day, and now we're making Fridays great. There's 3 ways that you can play. So listen up, top up, $5 or more. Right now, just switch to Flo. Get a plan, 1 gig or more. If you wanna win cash galore. With Flo, win a bag of money, cash out, get a bag of money. What you gonna do with a bag of money, yeah? From Flo.
So top up, get a plan, or port now to win. Flo terms and conditions apply.
In the headlines, SVG and other countries in the region urge to seize the opportunities to forge a closer relationship with the UK before and after Brexit. Kaffa head says risk of coronavirus in the Caribbean is low. Thousands rally in Baghdad against US military presence. And in sports, government breaks ground for an athletic track at Diamond. These and other stories coming up in SVG-TV's Evening News and Sports.
SVG-TV News headlines sponsored in part by Flo.
With Flo, win a bag of money, cash out, get a bag of money. What you gonna do with a bag of money, yeah? From Flo.
Okay, so check this. Flo is giving away $30,000 in cash. 2 bags of money, plus $1,000 every Friday.
With Flo is better every day, and now we're making Fridays great. There's 3 ways that you can play. So listen up, top up, $5 or more. Right now, just switch to Flo. Get a plan, 1 gig or more. If you wanna win cash galore. With Flo, win a bag of money, cash out, get a bag of money. What you gonna do with a bag of money, yeah? From Flo.
So top up, get a plan, or port now to win. Flo terms and conditions apply.
Good evening and welcome to SVG-TV's News and Sports for Friday, January the 24th, 2020. I am Bhavin Olvey with the details. As the UK prepares to leave the European Union in a few days' time, there will be increased opportunities for SVG and other countries in the region to forge a closer relationship with the UK. So says British politician Lord Michael Howard, who was the guest speaker at luncheon hosted this week by the SVG Chamber of Industry and Commerce at the Sunset Shores Hotel. The United Kingdom, which has been a part of the European Union for the past 50 years, will leave the Union on Friday, January 31st. Speaking on the topic, leveraging the business relationship between the British Caribbean Chamber of Commerce and the SVG Chamber of Industry and Commerce, Lord Howard said while nothing much will change for the rest of the year, agreements will be made which will be of great significance in the future, and that it is his hope that this new era will create a greater tie between the UK and the region.
Also during this year, we will be negotiating trade agreements with other countries, with the United States, with countries in other parts of the world. As we speak, there is taking place in London a UK-Africa investment summit, and indeed with the Caribbean. Now, I'm sure you all know about the economic partnership agreement which has been signed between the United Kingdom and CARIFORUM, the CARIFORUM countries. It doesn't change very much from the economic partnership agreement which CARIFORUM signed with the European Union, and that is deliberate. But that is not the end of the matter. That is just the first stage. And it's my hope and belief, I don't speak anymore for the UK government. As you've heard, there was a period when I did, but I don't anymore. You have to talk to Steve Moore for that. But it is my hope and belief that this new era, which in a sense begins in 10 days' time, but which will fully become operational at the end of this year, will lead to a closer and deeper relationship between the United Kingdom and the Caribbean.
Lord Howard said a closer relationship between the UK and SVG will be of benefit to both countries.
what an enormous challenge the world faces in dealing with the problem of climate change. We had the opportunity yesterday to visit the site of your geosolar project, and that is clearly going to enable you here in St. Vincent and the Grenadines to produce a really impressively large proportion of your energy from renewable means. The United Kingdom is virtually alone amongst the large developed countries of the world in committing itself to a target to being net carbon neutral by 2050. And we are committed, the government is committed to working towards that objective. And as you move forward towards your ambitious targets in terms of energy production, as we move forward towards our ambitious target of being a net carbon neutral country by 2050, there will be a great deal which we can learn from each other and which we will be able to cooperate closely in achieving.
The government of SVG continues to prove that it is concerned about the health of the entire nation. So says Minister of Health, Wellness and Environment Luke Brown during his contribution to the debate on the 2020 budget estimates in Parliament on Wednesday. Minister Brown said tremendous funds have been invested for healthcare and this year's budget provision for the sector will be no different. Minister Brown pointed out that geriatric care is one area which received much attention from the Ministry of Health, with the residents of the Louis Punnett home being moved to a temporary facility which afforded them human dignity. He said the 2020 budget provided funding to begin the construction of a new facility in Glen.
We're going to fold our hands in 2020 and say our job is done? Of course not. Because they are not meant to be there forever. And that is why there's a provision here of $400,000 which is to be used for us to begin the work of demolishing the buildings at Glen, organizing designs for the new building that will take its place, and then further moving in the direction of construction. And the good thing is, Mr. Speaker, is that we already have some persons who have expressed an interest in partnering with the ministry and by extension the government on this project for the construction of a new Louis Punnett home facility in Glen. So we're looking forward to ironing out the details, working out arrangements, and seeing how we could push forward with respect to that project.
The Health Minister further stated that SVG is a pioneer in the area of smart health facilities, one in Georgetown and one on the windward side of the island, and the other in Chateaubelair on the leeward end. He said other areas across the country are earmarked for similar facilities.
We became the first person, the first country to have 2 smart facilities, and now we are turning our attention elsewhere. So in this year, we're going to have, it would be celebrated in this case now by the Honourable Member for the Southern Grenadines, a rollout and implementation of smart facilities in the Southern Grenadines, in particular Union Island and Mairo, as cases in point. And not to be outdone, his leader, the Honourable Leader of the Opposition, is going to have work done on a smart facility. I think it is in Port Elizabeth, in Beckway. I think some work is actually already going on in respect of that facility. So you see, on one hand, we have a facility in Georgetown. On the other hand, we have a facility in North Leeward. And then we have facilities going all the way down to the Southern Grenadines. This government is interested in healthcare provision throughout St. Vincent and the Grenadines.
Brown said some funds have been set aside to conduct some residual work at the Mental Health Rehabilitation Center.
Speaker, if I'm to just make a few highlights from that capital or from our capital provisions, we have an amount in here, an amount of $202,000 that is going to be used for the rehabilitation of the mental health center, mental health rehabilitation center. There's some work which has to be done out there, and in particular, some work with respect to plumbing. Mr. Speaker, you may recall that in December 2016, we opened the renovated, the upgraded mental health rehabilitation center. It cost the government $4.1 million. But there's some residual issues which are attributable to the age of the building in general, and in particular the plumbing system. So we are going to make sure that that is corrected in this upcoming year, 2020.
Meanwhile, opposition member of parliament for North Leeward, Roland Matthews, has made an appeal for more support to be given to traditional marijuana farmers who are desirous of getting involved in the SVG medicinal cannabis industry. He was at the time making contributions to the debate on the 2020 budget estimates. Matthews told Parliament some of these farmers lack the resources needed to thrive in the industry.
My fella said that when Sabi said we go make 5, I said, nah, we make 10, no, it's 15. And then another fella come back and say, no, it's 5 points that we collect, so I don't know what to believe. Mr. Speaker, with all these monies going around, I am hoping that efforts will be taken into consideration when dealing with the traditional farmers, because they need help. There are certain conditions that they must meet in order to be growing marijuana for medical purposes. It's not the same as the traditional marijuana. It's not the same. It's a different process. Some things might be similar, yes, but you're talking about medicinal, and there must be certain guidelines that will incur costs. So I am hoping that some of these monies, because we discussed it, I remember, in the bill, and I hope that it will reach down to the traditional farmers in some sort of support.
Matthews used the opportunity to appeal to the authorities to compensate Fitzhugh's farmer Hamilton Edwards, whose marijuana crop was destroyed during a police raid.
Everybody say, everyone say. So what happened? So you say that if I am asking, you said a mistake was made, you said people want to get at your government and have no way to cut it down. I am asking you now, based on what we have in the estimate, some sort of help be given to Mr. Edwards, and you are saying it's demagoguery. I am hoping, you know, that what you say there, it will happen. I am hoping that Mr. Edwards gets some form of compensation. You know, I'm hoping so, because he worked hard and he spent a lot of money. So, have a heart, Mr. Minister of Finance. Have a heart, Mr. Agriculture Minister, when you're begging him for the support to Mr. Edwards, so that he can start again.
The North Leeward MP also made another call for the government to assist the fisherfolk who suffered losses during the 2013 floods.
Yesterday, I met a farmer. He said to me, sorry, a fisherman. a fisherman. He said to me, Mr. Matthews, you know, up to now, I have got no help with regard in fishing. He said, I have been around sane since I left school at stage 3. That is all my life I know. He came up the ranks until he had his own saying. But now, you know what he has to do? He has to be going with another fishing crew to make ends meet. That's all he knows. And he's one of the person who suffered as a result of the flood and was hoping and waiting. He said he makes several trips to the fisheries department, and up to now, nothing. So I am hoping that money that I saw in the estimates will go to alleviate the stress, the frustration of some of these fisher folks who are still suffering from 2013.
The Diamond community is one of the faster and most developed communities in St. Vincent and Grenadines, which deserves all of its achievements. So says parliamentary representative of the South Windward community, Frederick Stevenson, as he delivered remarks at the groundbreaking ceremony of the Diamonds Athletic Track today. Stevenson highlighted some of the projects that are being constructed in the Diamond area.
Today, more than ever, St. Vincent and the Grenadines continue to propel and to show to the world that we are coming of age. just to the top of where we are standing here, pretty soon you would see the Holiday Inn Airport Hotel. Just across the street there, on the top of the facility here, the athletics track, would be in the region 2020, 2021, 2022, a $3 million multi-purpose facility for the community of Diamond.
The South Women MP said he is very elated to have an athletics track in his constituency. Noting that young people are athletes across SVG will now have a key important facility to enhance their sporting skills.
Sports and the development of our young people go together, hand in hand. And if we want to continue to enhance what we've been doing, this facility would help to make it even greater. The sports anti-crime campaign, which we have launched last year, is also very important for the continued development of the young people here in St. Vincent and the Grenadines.
National Society of the Blind seeking to become a member of the World Blind Union. This and other stories coming up when we return with more local news. Stay with us.
The local news sponsored in part by Flow.
With Flow, win a bag of money, cash out, get a bag of money. What you gonna do with a bag of money, yeah? From Flow.
Okay, so check this. Flow is giving away $30,000 in cash. 2 bags of money, plus a grand every Friday.
With Flow is better every day, and now we're making Fridays great. There's 3 ways that you can play. So listen up, top up, $5 or more. Right now, just switch to Flow. Get a plan, 1 gig or more. If you wanna win cash galore. With Flow, win a bag of money, cash out, get a bag of money. What you gonna do with a bag of money, yeah? From Flow.
So top up, get a plan, or port now to win. Flow terms and conditions apply.
Star Limited is now located on the 3rd floor of the first St. Vincent Bank building. They have extended their range of products to furniture, including patio sets, closets, shoe casing, beds and mattresses, TV cabinets, and kitchen cupboards, just to name a few of their luxurious pieces, all at unbelievable prices. Don't just take my word for it. Check them out upstairs the first St. Vincent Bank building. And don't forget, they still have the best in windows, doors, burglar bars, rails, and vanities. See Star Limited, where quality and style is our motto.
A funeral service should be one that you can be proud of. One that leaves lasting memories of your loved ones. And that's where you need the New Haven Funeral Home. We are proud of the quality and class we have brought to the industry. We are proud for having trained the very first certified embalmers in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. We are proud of leading the way in terms of live streaming of funerals online so that your family members overseas could also be part of the celebration of life. We are constantly improving our services. We are driven by customer satisfaction, and we are proud of all that we do.
New Haven Funeral Home.
Kidney disease is a growing concern around the world and here in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Chronic kidney disease is a life-threatening condition which occurs when a person's kidneys are no longer able to clean the toxins and waste products from the blood or perform other kidney functions normally. When this happens, a person needs dialysis. Dialysis is where a machine takes over the function of the kidney and safely removes the poisonous waste from the blood. Since 2012, Health Solutions Inc. has operated a full-service hemodialysis facility in SVG that offers state-of-the-art equipment, courteous, well-trained staff, and a comfortable treatment environment.
We're encouraging for early detection. Anyone who is either diabetic or hypertensive and has any questions or concerns, please contact us at 784-451-2836 or visit us at www.healthsolutionssvg.org.
why not stay in? Turn off the alarm clock and sleep some more on your perfect mattress from Quartz. For the widest range of mattresses from the world's best brands, the best value guaranteed. Shop today and let our sleep experts help you to decide on the best option to suit your needs. At Quartz, we don't just sell mattresses, we're offering you the best night's sleep. So, sleep in a little on your new mattress from Quartz. Quartz, bringing value home.
Welcome back. The National Society of the Blind is seeking to become a member of the World Blind Union, headquartered in Canada, which is expected to further advance their rights. Recently, the president of the World Blind Union, Charles Massop, was in SVG and met with relevant authorities, including the Voice of the Disabled organization. Massop pointed out that while SVG has signed on to the UN Convention for Rights of the Blind, the country is still behind when it comes to ensuring the blind fully exercise their rights.
No matter what they try to do, they become isolated because they don't have a large resource base. And of course, when I was here in July, had discussions with the Society of and for the Blind, I realized that through no fault of their own, they had become quite isolated. They weren't familiar with the rights and freedoms which have been bestowed on all disabled people, in our case sight disabled people, because of UN treaties.
The World Blind Union has more than 200 members, and Massop said they are making progress to assist the SVG National Society for the Blind to become a member.
World Blind Union tries to represent all of them as best we can, and that's why we encourage any interested organizations to join us and be part of the World Blind Union family. And when I was here in July, the organization here in St. Vincent said they were interested. So through the financial support of the Canadian National Institute for the Blind, which I've been a senior volunteer with now for 20 years, they agreed to fund a trip back here so I could work with them and get them ready to apply, which they're going to do very soon.
Once the National Society for the Blind becomes a member of the World Blind Union, the country will benefit from a number of programs, and President of the Voice of the Disabled, Cheryl Adams, says she is looking forward to becoming a reality.
So when our children, when our persons are trained, our students are trained, you know, and everyone is being trained with their different skills and whatever, then we can, you know, be sure that we are going to have employment and stuff like that. And another thing we learn too is that we would be able to apply for a scholarship for one of our young students. They are coming up fast and they would like to go to study. So once we become a member of the World Blind Union, we would have the right and the ability to sign up.
Voting for the Best of SVG, a competition which promotes excellence in local products and services, is expected to come to an end next week, Friday, January the 31st, 2020. Marketing and Advertising Sales Executive of Interactive Media, the entity that is initiated the awards, Latanya Grant, says they are overwhelmed by the response from persons locally and abroad, which augurs well for the finalists and winners.
It is not just where you vote online and you share a link and have persons vote for you, but it is also where you get your brand out there, you get your name out there, you basically create a linkage with society, with persons who are here in St. Vincent, but also persons who are outside.
Grant said there are 115 categories in the Best of SVG competition. Once selected, the awardees will have much to benefit from.
Once you participate in the Best of SVG online, the page stays up for an entire year until we have the Best of SVG 2020. And added to that, when you win, once persons vote for you as the best product or service provider, you will have an opportunity to advertise, whether in the Searchlight newspaper or on any media platform, saying that you have been the winner of the Best of SVG, which gives you, as I said, more visibility, a wider reach and have persons knocking on your door constantly to find out why you were voted the best.
Hundreds of persons have already voted, which was for the first time done online. The ceremony will be held next month. CAFA head says risk of coronavirus in the Caribbean is low. This from the region when we return. Stay with us.
That was a local news segment.
The Everready Funeral Home at French's is your friend in times of grief. With over 40 years experience, they are prepared to take care of all your funeral arrangements. Embalming, lowering device service, grave mattresses, carpeting, vaults, tombs and wreaths. Arrangements for television obituaries. Cremation is available upon request. Everready Funeral Home offers the finest in caskets and coffins, local and imported. So, in your time of need, call Everready Funeral Home at any time. 456-1494. Everready Funeral Home, offering service above self.
Juicy, juicy, drink today. Juicy, juicy, same great taste. Juicy, juicy, original drink. It's a Vinci thing. Get your red and banana, pineapple, juicy cola, orange or apple. Juicy for you and for your neighbor. It's a Vinci thing. Enjoy it juicy, the original Vinci thing. Juicy.
Listen, the big hardware stores have been ripping off Vincentians for years with their high prices. They call General Hardware with the lowest prices ever in SVG. Now, the big guys are scrambling to drop their prices, but they still can't beat the General. So don't let them fool you. General Hardware still has the best prices on lumber, plywood, and steel. And even with a sale, the General beats that too. So go on, compare prices. Then come to General Hardware and save dollars every day. Because nobody beats the General. Nobody. General Hardware Supplies, located next to Yvette's Pork City in Arnesville. Call 453-9000.
More jackpot money, more reasons to play this game. More money for way, Super 6 a bigger jackpot game.
Now you love Super 6 even more. With more money to the jackpot galore.
Win more, have more fun. With more jackpot money, Super 6 is my number one. With the new and improved Super 6 team, the jackpot keeps growing and growing and growing.
More jackpot money, more reasons to play this game. More money for way, Super 6 a bigger jackpot game. Super 6, bigger jackpots, more chances to win.
LA Unique Upholstery. Quality at a low cost. We build to suit your needs. Contact us at Redemption Shops 457-0182 or Stony Grounds 453-2089.
Make no excuse. Claim those fitness goals with a little help from Quartz. Save big on home fitness equipment when you shop with up to 15% off. Plus get a chance to win a free spin bike. Shop today and pay nothing until March with Quartz Ready Finance. Make no excuses. Shop and win. Only at Quartz. Bringing value home. Conditions apply.
The regional news segment sponsored by Massey Stores SVG Limited.
Massey Stores Pharmacy is the one for you. Is the one for you. We have competitive prices for your prescriptions too. We have 10% off for seniors, children under 3. We're here for your convenience. Prescription services. Leave your prescriptions while you shop. And our professional pharmacists will help you out. Massey Stores Pharmacy. Massey Stores Pharmacy. Where your health is your wealth.
Located at Massey Stores Kingstown. Contact us at 453-9112.
Welcome back. In our news from the region, we hear that Executive Director of the Caribbean Public Health Agency, CAFA, Dr. Jocelyn St. John, says the risks of the coronavirus in the region is low, but she wants countries to be prepared. Dr. St. John said presently there are no reports of the virus in the Caribbean, but countries must remain proactive and vigilant.
Urged countries to reinforce surveillance measures at points of entry, communication strategies which emphasize good hand hygiene, and measures targeted at reducing the importation of this new virus to our shores. In the meantime, Dr. St. John assured CARFA will continue to monitor developments and work closely with its international health partners to respond and provide timely advice and support to Caribbean member states.
Meanwhile, the governor of the Caribbean Eastern Central Bank, Timothy Antoine, has voiced support for a greater role for credit unions and cooperatives in the sub-region. However, as we hear in this report, he warns that the industry must be regulated and given the growing role of such institutions.
Growth of credit unionism among the members of the Eastern Caribbean Currency Union has not escaped the attention of the Eastern Caribbean Central Bank, the ECCB. According to the ECCB Governor, Timothy Antoine, the credit union movement can be a force for good. But Antoine says with increased growth comes increased responsibility.
The Credit Bureau, for example, is an initiative where we want both banks and credit unions to have an opportunity to be part of the Credit Bureau. And I want to be very clear, the Credit Bureau is intended to promote responsible borrowing and responsible lending. It goes two ways. For the banks and credit unions, they get information on creditors, on customers, borrowers, and they're in a better position to assess and price the risk. But for the borrower as well, they get better terms when you are known, and they can better price your risk. In the absence of those terms, you might be paying a higher interest rate than you ought to be paying, or you may not be getting credit at all because you have no track record on which they can rely. So the Credit Bureau actually works both for the banks and credit unions and for the customers.
The ECCB has established dialogue with the credit union movement in order to enhance the services it provides to them.
We are piloting right now in the ECCU with at least one credit union direct cash service. Once that pilot is finished, our intention is then to roll that out to other credit unions. In addition to that, credit unions are going to be part of the digital currency pilot, and you would have seen 2 credit unions have already come on board, the St. Lucia Cooperative Credit Union and the Monrepo Credit Union, and we expect others would probably want to join. So the ECCB stance is to encourage the credit unions and to support them.
The challenges such as de-risking and combating financial terrorism that currently confront banks will in time impose themselves on the credit unions. The ECCB pledges to work closely with credit unions to prepare them for the challenges that lie ahead.
It's very important that we are proactive in supporting the credit unions, and we have opened up a very good dialogue with them that will grow, and I think coming out of that dialogue there will be more initiatives to support credit unions, and also we will eventually determine what is the optimal regulatory environment.
The credit union movement has become a force for good on the Eastern Caribbean Currency Union's financial services landscape. The expectation is that the movement will continue to grow. But there's a caveat. With that growth comes increased challenges and demands that the movement must be prepared for if it is to continue to flourish.
Still in news from the region, Guyana's opposition leader and General Secretary of the People's Progressive Party, Bart Jagdeo, said he is still not satisfied with the work of the Guyana Elections Commission ahead of the upcoming elections in March. At his weekly press conference yesterday, Jagdeo said the moves by GCOM to make corrections to the revised voters list appears suspicious. We hear more in this report.
What we thought was settled, now a resurgence, a surreptitious resurgence of activities that should really never have taken place. That when the revised voters list was produced, which included the PLE plus the 6,000 names, odd names from the claims and objections, new registrants, plus the 16,000 new registrants that they claim had done house-to-house registration, that there should be no change thereafter because the statutory process had been complied with. And then now we're hearing internally that 91,000 changes will be made to the voters list where addresses will be changed.
He said the large number of changes that have to be made has raised the eyebrows of many, and he wants the revised voters list closely scrutinized.
This must be a cause for concern for the whole country, but particularly the chair, to allow the staff to make 91,000 changes to the revised voters list in addresses when they made so many errors, even with the inputting of the data for the cross-referencing, the fingerprinting exercise. The margin of error was over 100%. So, and a minor error here could result in the disenfranchisement of voters.
The Elections Commission, in a statement this afternoon, said its move to make the changes is covered in law and is meant not to disenfranchise anyone.
Thousands rally in Baghdad against U.S. military presence. This from the international scene when we return. Stay with us.
Was a regional news segment sponsored by Massey Stores SVG Limited.
Massey Stores Pharmacy is the one for you. Is the one for you. We have competitive prices for your prescriptions too. We have 10% off for seniors, children under 3. We're here for your convenience. Prescription services. Leave your prescriptions while you shop. And our professional pharmacists will help you out. Massey Stores Pharmacy. Massey Stores Pharmacy. Where your health is your wealth.
Located at Massey Stores Kingstown. Contact us at 453-9112.
Quality products, quality care, low prices, great customer service, all at Q-Care Pharmacy. Q-Care leads the way, providing all your pharmaceutical needs, a variety of personal care products, and so much more. Located on Halifax Street. Telephone number 451-2690. Q-Care Pharmacy, where the Q stands for quality.
It's a new season. Count it all joy as the Methodist Church Kingstown Chanticleer Circuit presents our annual New Year's concert on January 26, 2020 at the Kingstown Methodist Church, beginning at 4:30 p.m. featuring Methodist voices, Rooted Methodist Dance Ministry, Resonance Band, Penola Ross, Otto Essien, Darren Andrews, and much more. Admission adults $25, $10 for children. Don't you miss it!
What is the movie for myself?
Ticket outlets, Career City Store, Lady J, and the Kingstown Methodist Church office.
Why not stay in, turn off the alarm clock, and sleep some more on your perfect mattress from Quartz? For the widest range of mattresses from the world's best brands, the best value guaranteed. Shop today and let our sleep experts help you to decide on the best option to suit your needs. At Quartz, we don't just sell mattresses, we're offering you the best night's sleep. So, sleep in a little on your new mattress from Quartz. Quartz, bringing value home.
SVG-TV International News segment sponsored in part by Courier's Distribution Limited.
For over 60 years, we have sought only the best beans grown in the lush hills of the Andean mountains of Colombia. Cold Cafe. We carefully select only the very best beans and roast them to delicious perfection by our experienced roast masters. Cold Cafe. Cold Cafe treats you to one of the finest coffees in the world, available in classic and decaffeinated. A rich flavor and aroma that can only come from 100% Colombian coffee. Cold Cafe. Indulge yourself in our delicious cappuccinos available in classic mocha and French vanilla. Enjoy them hot to warm your soul or cool to cool you down. Either way, they are incredibly satisfying. So go ahead, enjoy Cold Cafe and treat yourself.
Let's go further afield now. Thousands have been rallying in Iraqi's capital against the United States military presence. People responding to a call by Shia's leader Mustaq al-Sadr, who has been rallying supporters against Washington's interference. We hear more in this report.
The call was for a 1 million-person march, and many in Baghdad heeded the appeal from influential Shia Muslim cleric Muqtada al-Sadr. His message is simple: all Americans out. The march was also backed by other Shia groups, including Kataib Hezbollah, whose leader Abu Mahdi al-Muhandis was killed alongside Iranian General Qasem Soleimani in last month's US missile attack.
This gathering you see today are al-Mujahideen. They are the forces that will expel the occupiers. The resistance groups today are showing the American occupiers we are united as one body, and it is real, and despite some differences in point of views, we unite as one weapon.
The protest was joined by people from all over southern Iraq.
Our goal is to expel all the occupiers. We are standing for Iraq against any intervention. We want dignity and we want sovereignty.
The government's divided and in turmoil, but should find it difficult to ignore such a large protest. Anti-government protests since October have already forced Prime Minister Adel Abdul Mahdi to announce his resignation. He remains as caretaker pending a replacement leader and new elections. The Americans have said they're determined to stay in Iraq, and at the invitation of the Iraqi Prime Minister.
One of the more popular songs of this protest movement is this one. The chorus goes, "Sure million it, what's a million?" Now, regardless of whether 1 million people are here or not, Muqtada al-Sadr has managed to send his message that he wants the US troops out of Iraq, and he's got this kind of support behind him. Imran Khan, Al Jazeera, Baghdad.
Well, there was another big demonstration in the Iraqi capital, and our correspondent Osama bin Javed was at that one. It was held in Tahrir Square, and that is the place, of course, which has been the centre of the anti-government protests that have been being held for months. Despite a crackdown, people say they are not going away.
Amnesty International coming out a few hours ago saying that 600 protesters have been killed. That is something that activists have been telling us here as well in Tahrir Square, saying that the government numbers saying less than 500 people have been killed are very low. More people have been killed. 25,000 people have been wounded since October, and people have been coming here for months. With us are a mother and daughter who've been coming to the protest for the last few months, Zainab and Fatima. Thank you very much for joining us. And now tell us, what is the point in you coming here? You've seen a lot of death and destruction. Does that not scare you? And what is the point in your presence in Tahrir Square?
Honestly, I am scared when I come here. I come here thinking that maybe I won't return home. Maybe I'll return home without an eye, without a leg. No one knows. But when I come here, I help out with the pharmacist. Sometimes my mother helps cooking. But seeing everybody here, especially the young boys helping us and fighting and putting their life for death, all for us, for a better country, for a better world. Honestly, that just gives me empathy. And I need my human rights. I need basic human rights. So I come here fighting for my human rights. I had enough, and it is enough, honestly. I'm putting my foot down to the government. It's enough that there isn't any clean water. There are bad hospitals. The doctors don't appreciate you. Yeah, there's just no basic human rights. We don't have electricity. I go home, I'm tired. I want heat. There's no heat. I go home, I'm freezing. I have to take a blanket and put myself around in 2-3 blankets because there's no electricity due to the government not thinking about it.
Well, that's the news. Sports is just ahead, but before that, let's take a look at a local weather forecast.
SVG-TV International News segment was sponsored in part by Carez Distribution Limited.
Let's go! Turn up the fun!
With Chocolisto and its great flavor, enriched with vitamins and minerals that help you grow.
Chocolisto makes you big and strong.
The weather report sponsored in part by General Hardware, Budgemart Limited.
Listen, the big hardware stores have been ripping off Incentians for years with their high prices. They call General Hardware with the lowest prices ever in SVG. Now, the big guys are scrambling to drop their prices, but they still can't beat the General. So don't let them fool you. General Hardware still has the best prices on lumber, plywood, and steel. And even with a sale, the General beats that too. So go on, compare prices. Then come to General Hardware and save dollars every day. way, because nobody beats the General. Nobody. General Hardware Supplies, located next to Yvette's Pork City in Arnesville. Call 453-9000.
Bebin, the diaper made with the very best for the very best. Keeps up with them on the go. With a wetness indicator, Bebin keeps your child dry and happy. For quality and affordability, choose Bebin every time.
Let's now take a look at the local weather forecast. Conditions partly cloudy. Winds east at 6 kilometers per hour, temperature 25.6 degrees Celsius, relative humidity 89%. Barometric pressure 1012.8 millibars, 24-hour rainfall 1.9 millimeters. Today's maximum temperature 28.6 degrees Celsius, today's minimum temperature 23 degrees Celsius. Sunset today at 6:02 p.m. and sunrise tomorrow at 6:31 a.m. Forecast partly cloudy to cloudy with occasional light to moderate showers. Synopsis: weak unstable conditions are affecting the islands.
The weather report was sponsored in part by General Hardware, Budgemart Limited.
Bebin, the diaper made with the very best for the very best. Keeps up with them on the go. With a wetness indicator, Bebin keeps your child dry and happy. For quality and affordability, choose Bebin every time.
The Vallejo Experience. We cater for all of your psychological needs. We promote holistic wellness, balancing the mind, body, and spirit. I am Dr. Giselle Miller, CEO and founder of the Vallejo Experience. Contact us today. We are willing and ready to serve you.
Welcome to the evening sports. The government of SVG, along with Invest SVG and Regupol BSW, earlier today held the official groundbreaking ceremony for the second phase of the National Stadium at the Diamond Estate, which will house an IAAF-approved athletic track and FIFA-sized football field. The project, which began way back in the mid-2000s but was put on hold for various reasons, is expected to be completed within the next 6 months. Representative from Regupol BSW said the athletic stadium is one which will prepare local athletes for the international stage.
The first-class training facility. And that is exactly what we shall be constructing here at this very location. The IAAF certified Regupol Champion AG track shall be a state-of-the-art, full-size, 8-lane running track with 2 full-size D areas. All IAAF relevant field events shall be available. From the steeplechase and the javelin to the shot put, the hammer and discus, the pole vault and the long, triple and high jump. All of these facilities shall be available, and all of them in an official dimension and IAAF certified. And of course, in the center of that IAAF certified track shall be a FIFA-sized football field. Your track actually shall be similar to the one that we built for Usain Bolt in Jamaica.
Minister of Tourism, Sports and Culture Cecil McKee said a national track is something he had always longed to see in SVG. And he is delighted that after so many years as the Minister of Sport, he is able to make his childhood dream become a reality.
And 58 years later, guess what? I am the Minister of Sport, part of the process, and we are establishing phase 2, another phase of the National Stadium project, which would focus on putting in the fencing, putting in a running track that would allow us to host international events up to the Olympic Games, because we won't be able to host the Olympic. But this facility will be a top-class modern facility, both track and field and also football.
Damian Lillard had another big performance, scoring a game-high 47 points. But a tough loss and issues with the officiating had the Portland Trailblazers star in foul mood. Luka Doncic scored 27 points to go with 9 assists and 6 rebounds as the Dallas Mavericks made a 22 three-pointers in a 133-125 victory Thursday night, with a complete team performance that overcame Lillard's hot shooting. Elsewhere, LeBron James had 27 points, 12 rebounds, and 10 assists in his 10th triple-double of the season. And Los Angeles Lakers made a season-high 19 three-pointers to pull away and beat the Brooklyn Nets 128-113 on Thursday night. Former FIFA Vice President Jack Warner has officially been given final approval to appeal extradition proceedings filed against him to the United Kingdom Privy Council. Warner, the disgraced former CONCACAF boss, has been battling to avoid extradition to the United States since 2015. The ex-football official faces charges of corruption stemming from alleged financial impropriety committed during a long tenure with the world football's governing body. Last year, Warner tried and failed to have his extradition appeal dismissed on procedural grounds. The 3 judges of the Trinidad and Tobago's Court of Appeal opted to uphold the original decision to dismiss Warner's review, which was made in September of 2017. Warner, who has also been ordered to pay US $79 million in damages to CONCACAF by a federal judge in New York City last summer, is currently out on Trinidad and Tobago $2.5 million bail and banned from FIFA for life. The authority to proceed ATP, which Warner's extradition as part of FIFA's indictments, was signed in 2016 by Trinidad and Tobago Attorney General Faris Alwari. Warner is wanted on various counts of corruption, graft, bribery, and money laundering. The evening sports will continue in a moment. Stay with us.
My sister's pharmacy is the one for you. Is the one for you. We have competitive prices for your prescriptions too. We have 10% off for seniors, children under 3. We're here for your convenience. Prescription services. Leave your prescriptions while you shop. And our professional pharmacists will help you out. Massey Stars Pharmacy. Massey Stars Pharmacy. Where your health is your wealth.
Located at Massey Stores, Kingstown. Contact us at 453-9112.
Women's Pharmacy, why choose us? We have all the prescriptions and over-the-counter medications, personal care products, lowest price guaranteed. Located conveniently next to the Bank of SVG on Grenville Street. Opening hours Monday to Thursday, 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. Friday, 8 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. Email us womenspharmacy@yahoo.com. Call us today at 456-2235 or 593-3918. Women's Pharmacy, easy to find and ready to serve you.
Your home is a long-term investment, including most of its features. So when purchasing windows, ensure to acquire a superior product like Kendra's double-sliding heavy-duty window, optional burglar bars, protective insect screens, rubber-sealed thick glass, stainless steel tracking system and rollers, secure and durable locking system on both panels. Inferior products on the market fail to secure your home effectively. So be on alert for inferior imitation. Key things to avoid are problematic latching locks, a poor tracking system, making daily operation of your windows difficult and sometimes impossible, poorly built insect screens, glued on copycat designs, thin and easy to break glass. Always choose the affordable brand from Kendra's aluminum windows and products, built on a tradition of excellence.
Beautiful white and black sand beaches, lush mountains and valleys, rivers, hidden waterfalls, and multiple islands and islets. St. Vincent and the Grenadines. We are a friendly people, welcoming tourists from all over the world with exotic boutique and luxury hotels and a hospitable business environment. Let's make all tourists welcome at our international airport, on cruises, on yachts, on on sailboats, on land and sea tours, at beach lines, at our restaurants, shops and bars, and at our national festivals. St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Tourism is everyone's business. Live it, love it, embrace it.
Tourism is everyone's business, yeah. Live it, love it, embrace it.
Make no excuse. Claim those fitness goals with a little help from Quartz. Save big on home fitness equipment when you shop with up to 15% off. Plus, get a chance to win a free spin bike. Shop today and pay nothing until March with Quartz Ready Finance. Make no excuses. Shop and win. Only at Quartz. Bringing value home. Conditions apply.
Welcome back. The Baibu 2020 softball cricket competition will see several games played this weekend. On Saturday from 12:30 p.m., Bank of SVG All-Stars will face Jackson Trading 1 team. And then at 3 p.m., Gary Construction Simple Boys goes up against OTR Strikers. The action then will continue on Sunday from 12:30 p.m. when Cyan Hill Tallowers challenge Top Notch. Then 3 p.m. hard hitters are set to take on Nice Radio Clenchers. Registration forms for the 2020 Baibu football tournament can be collected from Gary Grant at Dano's shop in Baibu. This year's competition will see the first 16 teams accept on a first-come basis. Registration closes on Thursday, 27th of February, and the competition is set to begin on March the 1st. The 2020 school sports program got underway this afternoon with the volleyball championships at the Girls High School hard court at Richmond Hill. The Under-15 Cricket Championships will begin next Monday, and the Under-19 Cricket Championship will begin on the 3rd of February, while the Boys and Girls Basketball Championships will commence on the 7th of February. The Primary Schools Track and Field Championships will be held on the 16th of April and will be followed by the next day by the Secondary Schools Track and Field Championships. And that's all we end sports this evening. We'll be right back to wrap things up.
Welcome to Finishing and Furnishing, where a warm and friendly staff awaits you. At Finishing and Furnishing, you feel like you're in a home away from home. You will find a wide range of bedroom, living room, and appliances displayed in a stunning setting. When dealing with furniture, you need to take into consideration the colors of your room. That's why at our Penta Studio, we supply the best in interior and exterior paints. Have wooden furniture? Well, we also have stains, sealers, lacquers to get that matte or gloss finish of your desire. So give us a call at 457-2206 and come on down to Finishing and Furnishing today and start building the home of your dreams.
More jackpot money, more reasons to play this game. More money for way, Super 6 a bigger jackpot game.
Now you'll love Super 6 even more, because every time you spend $6 on Super 6, you get a chance to win 6 times your spend instantly. Wow! That's 6 times your spend of $6 on Super 6 for 6 weeks. Now there's more reason to love Super 6. More money, more money, more money.
More jackpot money, more reasons to play this game. More money for way, Super 6 a bigger jackpot game. Super 6, bigger jackpots, more chances to win.
Why not stay in, turn off the alarm clock, and sleep some more on your perfect mattress from Quartz? For the widest range of mattresses from the world's best brands, the best value guaranteed. Shop today and let our sleep experts help you to decide on the best option to suit your needs. At Quartz, we don't just sell mattresses, we're offering you the best night's sleep. So, sleep in a little on your new mattress from Quartz. Quartz, bringing value home.
And now for a second look at the headlines. SVG and other countries in the region urge to seize the opportunities to forge a closer relationship with the UK before and after Brexit. CAFA has said risk of coronavirus in the Caribbean is low. Thousands rally in Baghdad against US military presence. And in sports, government breaks ground for an athletic track at Diamond. On behalf of all of us here at SVG-TV, thanks for viewing. I am Bavin Oliver. Don't forget to visit our Facebook page for a recap of the news and daily headlines. Also tune in for SVG-TV's News in 15 at 12:45 p.m. weekdays. Have a good evening.
Fridges, cookers. We make your life so easy. Just come in and see us. A wide range of furniture. Right here at Singer. Affordable beds and mattresses. Right here at Singer. Washing machines to make your laundry clean and fresh. Singer is a family store that gives you the best hire purchase deals. Right here at Singer. We'll outfit your home. Right here at Singer. The #1 family store. It's us with Singer. Listen, the big hardware stores have been ripping off Vincentians for years with their high prices. They came General Hardware with the lowest prices ever in SVG. Now, the big guys are scrambling to drop their prices, but they still can't beat the General. So don't let them fool you. General Hardware still has the best prices on lumber, plywood, and steel. And even with a sale, the General beats that too. So go on, compare prices, then come to General Hardware and save dollars every day. Because nobody beats the General. Nobody. General Hardware Supplies, located next to Yvette's Pork City in Arnesville. Call 453-9000.
Make no excuse. Claim those fitness goals with a little help from Quartz. Save big on home fitness equipment when you shop with up to 15% off. Plus, get a chance to win a free spin bike. Shop today and pay nothing until March with Quartz Ready Finance. Make no excuses. Shop and win. Only at Quartz. Bringing value home. Conditions apply.
With Flow, win a bag of money. Cash out, get a bag of money. What you gonna do with a bag of money? Yeah, from Flow.
Okay, so check this. Flow is giving away $30,000 in cash. 2 bags of money. Plus a grand every Friday.
With Flow is better every day, and now we're making Fridays great. There's 3 ways that you can play. So listen up, top up, $5 or more. Right now, just switch to Flow. Get a plan, 1 gig or more. If you wanna win cash galore. With Flow, win a bag of money. Cash out, get a bag of money. What you gonna do with a bag of money? Yeah, from Flow.
So top up, get a plan, or port now to win. Flow terms and conditions apply.
What's up, Jermaine? I haven't been seeing you at school lately.
You ready to see me hit a 6 today?